Hey, how are you?
Who are you?
I'm Thread Witch.
Thread Witch,
Yeah.
okay. Thread Witch. Okay, and you've got a really nice LED project going on here.
Yes.
And show me what you got, the innards.
Okay. This is the battery pack. It's very simple, just 3 AAA batteries.
Okay, and you were saying you get this at Radio
And I
Shack
got the actual pack holder at Radio Shack.
for $1 or something.
It's very cheap.
Okay, what else do you have? Where does this go?
It goes in the pocket, but I haven't got the top back on it yet.
Okay, and it has a switch on it, right?
It has
That's
a switch
the
so I
purpose
can
of
turn
it.
them off
Okay,
and then
good.
back on.
Nice.
And because
Okay.
of the way it works, it takes a minute for them to come back on. There we go.
Okay.
That's closed. And this...
On the inside.
Get back in there. Rascal. All right, on the inside, we have... This is a lily pad. It's an older model, but it works perfectly well. I did solder my leads in. Yeah, those are the leads, and those are the positives.
Okay.
And I don't know why they're looking that way, but anyway, they are. And for durability more than anything else, because the sharp edges will fray the thread.
Because I was reading in the tutorial, it said glue the threads on.
Yeah, and I hadn't gotten that hint when I did this, so I didn't do it.
But I kind of was wondering why people wouldn't use, because regular wire is so thin anyway.
Yeah. And most of it's pretty flexible. So the problem with wire, of course, is that if you kink it, it'll break.
Right.
It'll work hard and then break. These are the conductive threads. It's a little hard to see, but the goldy colored ones. The others are my applique threads.
And you can tell if you feel it because it's got a sort of really
vaguely metallic feel.
fancy grease.
As most people do, you lick your thread to thread the needle, you can tell.
Yeah. Actually, I can't imagine that would be recommended. Because you're licking silver, heavy metal.
You don't really eat it, you can taste it.
I'm sure some of it comes out.
And that's pretty much it.
So here's where you connect your connection point for the thread and
the LEDs start here. You can see my little dents where the LEDs. One side is negative and one is positive. And from the back, I can't tell you which one.
Okay.
Except that's probably positive because it goes to a pad here.
And then where does the other part come?
It's under this white stuff. That's the negative.
I see.
And that's to insulate it.
Yeah.
Keep it from meeting here and shorting the circuit.
Right. They were saying use puffy paint.
Yeah, they call it fabric paint now.
Yeah.
And it is a fine insulator.
Yeah.
But I'm not very patient, and it takes
No,
a while
this is
to
nice.
dry.
That's nice. And then, so this one comes back here and goes where? Oh, down here.
Yeah.
And
down here to that's a negative.
Okay.
All the negatives can go together.
And how do you know whether it's positive or negative?
You test, because LEDs are directional.
Right.
One side's positive and one's negative.
And then how do you determine where you're going to put a positive here or a negative here?
Negative is marked. Let me
Right.
find it.
I did notice there's one that's marked negative.
This white wire is the negative one.
And that
goes to the negative pad. And all the negative lines go there. All together.
All the negative lines feed into that one wire.
And I don't know exactly what all these things mean.
So you have a lot of threads feeding into here?
Yeah, there's 6.
I see.
And they get all bunched up, and I wrapped them around the wire. I made a loop in the wire, wrapped the threads all around, and wrapped them all up in electrical tape for insulation, and soldered that to the negative pad on. And
everything else is a positive. And all of these wires are positive wires leading out.
And they're those specific wires because they do something called pulse width modulation, which means they'll fade. That means they'll fade in and out. You can actually sew to the board. But I figured where the board was and how much thread was involved, it was going to fray faster than I could mend it.
Oh, tell me about the pulse wave modulation.
I don't actually understand it very well. It's not. It's the programming in the board.
Oh, the software that you're using on the board.
In the board.
I see. Okay.
And only those pedals do so.
I see. Which pedals are those?
In this particular board, they're not. I can't read the numbers. I don't have my magnifier.
Okay, it looks like 9, 10, 11.
And these 3, 4,
I know.
Whatever.
It's terrible.
5, 6. And it's different for every board, every controller.
Okay.
So, and
okay.
generally speaking, a red wire is positive. It's not universal, but it's pretty common.
Now, when you do it, do you just get the board and do you program it, or do you?
I have to confess, my housemate programs it because she's a programmer.
Okay.
That's my summer project, is to learn how to program the boards.
Okay. Can I take a close-up of your board?
Sure.